And I disagree that he shouldn't pay these women for silence. They're going out to damage him. Tiger Woods is worth in excess of $1 million. He can pay off some random woman, I'm sorry, in excess of $1 billion. $1 million to him is nothing. If those reports
Kelly,
are true, she keeps quiet, he keeps his endorsements, and he then keeps his privacy. This was a business transaction. Ellen knew she was marrying a professional athlete. She had a prenup going in. This was about money. She was set up in the event that something like this happened, she would never have to work again. Well, they're not knowing the whole story here. This was a birthday gift. He gave it to her on her birthday. She didn't agree to marry him in exchange for it. And this is also somebody that owes her a ton of money.
Presence or likability. The bottom line here is the judge did the right thing.
There's precedent all over the country. If it's too high profile, they move it. If it's too high profile, they move it. There's absolutely precedent.
No, that is
absolutely not true. Scott Peterson.
Absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. The jurors.
So if they can listen to the evidence, follow the judge's rulings, and make determinations based on that, it's not even necessarily their predisposed opinion, but it's giving her a fair trial. But I don't agree with Mimi's argument that we have a reasonable expectation of privacy specific to cell phones. Think about it, Clayton. Every time you go through a toll booth, that's tracked. Every time you use your ATM card, that's tracked. Every credit card purchase, that's tracked. You walk into a building, there's security cameras, that's tracked. So how using your cellular phone, when you call 911, they can locate you, so it helps in times of emergency.
Yeah, but I don't think...
The real deal is, if somebody gets a judgment against you, then they do something called a citation against you, which means they're entitled to go after everything. If you walk in with a nice watch, they can say to the judge, hey, I want that watch, and get it. And if it's somebody that comes in and they say, I'm so broke, Your Honor, I'm barely making ends meet, and then all of a sudden there's your Bahama pictures, the judge is not going to believe you. Well, the consumer group isn't seeking monetary compensation. They're seeking to make them put their advertising more properly out there to do it right. But I absolutely disagree that you have to have a thicker skin or put up with racist comments. You're right. It's 2009, and if you voice this, and you're not the only person voicing it, if another African-American athlete said it on the Cubs team and they didn't have these performance issues or these behavioral problems, we would believe it without hesitation. There's always issues with fans, and I agree to a certain extent that he has to live with the environment as it is, but I don't think that he was completely unjustified in saying that it's not a positive environment. And if she's comfortable that there's no proof, I don't think that's the best statement to come out. There's no proof of extortion. She should just say, no, I didn't extort this man. I'm a victim. Leave me alone. Let it play out in the courts. Blago was going to testify, and I think that he's not testifying because he can't hold it together. I think he was saying all along he was going to because he really wanted to, and at the end the defense said, you know what, we're better off not putting him on because he will shoot himself in the foot.
Kelly, you're a really sharp, smart, legal mind, and here's the issue. Here's the talk on Wall Street. BP will break itself up, and BP will basically have BP USA, and then the BP foreign assets will be ring-fenced away from BP USA. Could the U.S. government step in at any time to take any assets that are warehoused in BP USA?
After obtaining a judgment, after hitting them with a fine and trying to collect, yes. Preemptively, no, because in the United States, our whole system is founded on due process, so they would have a right to build their case, to have a defense, present a defense, potentially appeal any ruling, and the U.S. can't just step in and seize assets illegally.
Right.